Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. I'm a part-time reseller, and today we are going to go over what sold for the second half of May. So May the 16th through the 31st. And these are my favorite types of videos to watch here on YouTube as a part-time seller. And that's how I learn what brands are selling, how much to price them for. I have learned about brands I've never heard of. So that is my hope in sharing these with you. I love when you guys comment and let me know that you learned something. I know I have helped a lot of you decide to start picking up kids clothing and especially shoes. Kids shoes are my number one thing to sell. They're my number one seller, as well as my favorite thing to source and sell. I have 3 kids, and so I love it. And I hope you learned a thing or two. So we're going to jump in. I do have my sales just kind of not like the first, second, third, whatever. They're just kind of in order by where I sold them. I will start out by saying if you are not cross-posting, you are losing money every single day. I was not a cross-poster until January of this year, and I was primarily selling on Kidizen just as my fun little hobby. And last fall, I don't know, that app just kind of, sales really slowed. Like I was making way more sales. January, I got list perfectly, and I list everything to Kidizen first just because it is the, I don't know, it has the most glitches when you go from anywhere else to Kidizen, but super fast to use list perfectly. I have a screen share video if you want to know how to use it. I will link that below, and I've got a code that will save you 30% off of your first month. And guys, for less than $30 a month, that's like a couple sales, maybe even one sale for you. Give it a go. I'm telling you, I'm not very techie. It is easy. I love it. So I'll share my tutorial video down in the description as well as my code, and let's do this. Okay, we are going to start on Poshmark, which Poshmark is the place I really made the least sales in. Like hardly ever made sales there until I started to use List Perfectly. I still can't believe that my kids' items sell there. So I need a pencil. What am I doing, Amanda? Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you where I got the item, what I paid for it, and what it sold for. So let's jump in. These Blowfish brown sandals came in a thread-up shoe rescue box. I paid $6.67 a pair for those. They sold for 20 bucks. So when I tell you what I made, of course, I made a net of 16 after Poshmark fees. But when I tell you what I made, I'm going to take into account subtracting the platform fees and shipping and all of that and my cost of goods. So when I tell you what I made, that is my take home profit. So I made $9.33 off of these shoes. These mini Melissa little shoes, you guys have seen me talk about this brand, share this brand, pick it up no matter the condition. As long as the Velcro still works, they will sell. Throw them in your sink. Magic eraser is a magical thing. These were my daughters, so I have nothing into them because I've had them for over 3 years. They sold for 24 bucks. I made $19.20. And as you can see, these have marks on them. They're not in perfect condition, but these are the best little shoes. These Athleta black joggers, they came from my thread-up 200-pound box, so I have $1.47 into them. They sold for $39. I made $29.73. These New Balance shoes definitely pick up. I don't say pick up all New Balance, but these are the Minimus shoes, and I have $2 into them. One of the tongues was even coming loose, which of course I noted. Took pictures of it. They still sold for $35. And I made 26. This hat, I know some people love selling hats. They're easy to photograph, easy to list. This is the second hat that I have sold. One on eBay. They opened up a case against me saying it was a kid's hat. I won that case. This one, they opened up a case against me saying that the crease was bent. You guys, I sent this in a box with bubble wrap. Like, there's no way. And thankfully, Poshmark sided with me. I won the case again, but I'm like, my gosh, do I even sell hats anymore? Like, what in the world? So these, now I done lost the spot. Okay, I got this at the bins though for 75 cents. I sold it for 10 bucks, and so I made $4.80, but oh my gosh, it was a headache. Not worth my coffee money that day. All right, these Adidas Neo blue suede shoes came in a thread-up rescue for $6.67. They actually sold like the same day I listed them for 20 bucks, and I made $9.33. This is funny. This is a bracelet that came from, I got a bulk order from Bargain Hour. You might have watched that video. It was jewelry and Amazon clothing. And it was amazing because it worked out for what I needed. My daughter's 8th birthday party was JoJo. We did a jewelry bar. This one was not appropriate for 8-year-old little girls. So I listed it. I have $1.73 into it. It sold for $8. I made $3.32, but it says, I wish I was a unicorn so I could stab idiots with my head. So there's that. Okay, these Vionic wedges, they came from a local thrift store. I did pay up for these. I paid $11, but they sold for $34, and I made $16.20. And that day I picked up a couple things for myself, which made them free, which as a part-time reseller, that is often my goal, of course, to make some extra cash. But if I can pick up 2 items, one to keep, one to sell, and make mine free, I call that a win. All right, these are super fun. These are by the brand Hot Chocolate Designs, and these are the mini Chocolitas. Like, they sell adult shoes as well. And I bought these in a bundle on Kidizen to get, sometimes people offer like 30% off of 3, and I wanted some other items for my own kids. So guys, I have $8 into these. They sold for $49, and I made $31.20 and got the 2 pairs of shoes I wanted for my kids for free. So just like I was saying. So some brands, I mean, you would never know by looking at these. So if you're in the thrift and something looks unusual, in great shape, take the time to look it up. And I'm telling you, kids stuff, if you're not looking in the kids section, especially at the shoes, you're missing out on some dollars. All right, these mini Melissas were my daughter's. These were in rough shape, y'all, like play condition. There was wear to the bows. I don't like this style because this always happens. They get frayed. Otherwise, they were structurally pretty great. They were clean, but I was happy to see them go for $10. My daughter wore these. These were her. I let her wear them outside to play in just because they were already messed up. So I still made $7.05. This mini Bowden sunglasses tee was my son's shirt. I got it from clearance, direct from Bowden, so I don't have anything into it. And I also made $7.05. These Nike shoes, I have $1 into them from a local thrift. They were in pretty great shape, but they were a size 13. I took an offer of 25. Just, I was wanting them out because they were heavy, or they were big. I didn't want to have to store them. So I made 20 bucks. Actually, I lied, 19, because I forgot to subtract my $1. This Poly red satin dress got so much attention. I got a lot of lowball offers, but I held out. And because there was some solds that were for around $30. I have $1.47 into it from my thread up 200-pound box. So I made $21.03. This loft, I sold in a bundle. So this loft bikini, I have $3.99 into it. And then these little girls, Zara bikini bottoms, I had 99 cents into each of them, so $2. So I've got $6 into this bundle, and I made $48.01 on the bundle. I think, what did she offer me? $54, I think. Yes, and I made $48 in profit off of these 2 items, so that was a great sale. This mini Bowden unicorn dress I picked up at Once Upon a Child for $6.50, sold for $25. I made $13.50. I really had hoped it would fit my daughter, but a little too tight. This brand, always pick it up, even if it's in play condition. These native glitter pink Jeffersons, I have $5.40 into them. They came in a thread up kids rescue shoebox, my most favorite box they have. And they sold for $24. I made $13.80. And lastly, on Posh, for the second half of May, I sold these Merrill blue hiking boots. I got them for $6.95 at Goodwill. They sold for $50. I made $33.05, and they left me the sweetest comment. I don't see it here now, but they just said these fit perfectly, and I love them, and it made my day to see a nice comment. Okay, over to Mercari. I love Mercari. It is probably my favorite platform, if I'm being totally honest. I don't have any issues over there, really. Okay, these Converse, I paid up for these. I didn't realize until I got home. Of course, that always happens. You're not gonna be able to see it. They had some color bleed, like right on the, I'm trying to point to it with my finger like you're gonna see that, like right on one of the little straps. Anyway, anything with strawberries, pick them up. These were a tiny size. They were a toddler size 5. So I did pay $12 for them. They sold for 22. I still profited $6.86, which is fine. I thought they were cute and they literally sold within 24 hours. These were another thing, like if you know me personally, you know that I have pet ducks and I couldn't leave these behind. I knew they wouldn't sell for a lot, but I had to have them. And I did pay $6.95 for them, again, because they had ducks. No other reason than sometimes you just need to buy things that make you happy to sell. You know, like I hate when I have stuff from rescue boxes and I'm like, I do not want to list this. I'm not excited about it. I was excited for these. $6.95 into them. They sold for $12. I do not offer free shipping on any platform. So plus shipping. So I made $3.20. And I know that day I took a kid with me to Once Upon a Child, and I think we went to Chick-fil-A for lunch. So you know what? They bought their kids' meal, well, at least part of it. All right, this Hail Bob, I had never heard of this. Definitely a brand to look out for. This didn't sell for a ton, but some of their items definitely can sell for a lot. It was 100% silk. It was this cabana top, and guys, it had a rip in it even that I did note. Like the side seam here was ripping, and it still sold for $37. This came in my ThredUp 200-pound bulk box, so I have $1.47 into it. I made $30.46. This, I was very happy to go. I've had this forever. Where did my other paper go? This was just a little vintage outfit. Vintage sells, but don't get stuff this tiny, in my opinion. I picked this up at Goodwill a long time ago for $1.49. It finally sold for $9. I made $6.05. These little rompers, this is Dot Dot Smile. Pick them up because this sold super fast, and I've had one other, and it also sold super fast. I got this off of Kidizen, another one of those deals where I wanted something else for my kid. So I do have $5.77 into it. It sold for $14 and I made $6.12. These little sandals, I have $1 into them from a local thrift. They sold for $9. I made $6.54. These Peanuts Vans. Vans are typically, I would say, always a good pickup, but especially if you can find characters, Disney, Peanuts, all of that, they will sell pretty well for you. These were in pretty rough shape too. I mean, they definitely had been loved, but they still sold. I have $3 into them from a local Once Upon a Child. They sold for $11. I made $6.28. Now I know you're hearing me talk a lot about these $6 sales, but to me they add up, and a lot of it is stuff that I pick up when I'm sourcing already for my kids for personal use. So, and kid stuff is so easy to list. So many less photos. I do not take measurements. It's great. Okay, this Nike teal running tee from that ThredUp box, $1.47 into it, $9. I made $6.07. Chacos, I love Chacos. These, where are they? These are from my ThredUp Kids Rescue box. So I have $5.50 into them. They were kids size 12. They sold for $17. I made $9.01. These sorrel boots, you've heard me say before, I'm here in Florida. It clearly doesn't snow. So when I find sorrel, these nice kind of boots, bogs and all that, they're usually in perfect condition. Someone here bought them, went away to vacation. They were worn for a week probably, and they're in new condition. So I paid $2.50 for them. I didn't expect them to sell until the fall, but they did for $31 plus the heavy shipping. Like I said, I don't do free shipping, and this is one of the ones I remember. I usually change it from the $11.50 UPS to the $12 priority USPS so I can pop it in my mailbox. I forgot to change on this one, so my sweet husband took it for me. So people pay the $12 all the time. So I made $24.20 on these. All right, this Star Wars 3-piece bundle also came from Once Upon a Child. I have $5 into them. I paid up because I had hoped it would fit my daughter, but my kids are never the same on the top and the bottoms. They're little skinny mini waists. So this sold for $18. I made $10.38. You've probably seen me sell a couple of these before. I needed one, and I bought a bundle of them. I didn't want to split them, and I have now officially sold them all and made all of my money back for the one that I wanted to keep and then some. So yay for that. This is a little JoJo bathing suit. So when I broke it up, I did have $6 a piece into them, and it sold for $12. So it gave me $4.15 profit. Matilda Jane, another brand to pick up. Even like these were my daughters, so they were personal use. These were in poor condition. They had a some stains on the butt. You can't see it underneath that sold. They had a hole right here, right above that. So they had hole stains. They still sold super fast. These were my daughters. So I decided to list them because I knew my consignment wouldn't sell them. So anyway, they sold for $6. I made $4.93. So if you invest the money in buying your kids or some of the higher end brands, you're still going to make money back, even if they destroy them, like my kids do. All right, regrets. I should not have sold this. I wish I'd kept it. Anyway, this was from my ThredUp, that designer handbag bundle that I got. So I have $20 into it. It sold so fast, and the woman was so sweet and left me the sweetest comment. I just think it's gorgeous, and I just kind of wish I'd kept it. But anyway, it sold for $60 plus the $12 shipping. I made $31.96. And I have fully made my money back from that $100 box, and I'm now in the profit, in case you were wondering. This Lululemon bra, I actually bought for myself. So I do, off of Poshmark, I have $42.11 into it, which of course is a lot. So I did not buy this with the intention to sell it. It didn't fit me. It was actually a little too big. So major bummer, but I still was able to sell it for $45 plus shipping, but of course, less the fees and all of that. I actually lost $3.22, but I still count it as a win because, you know, it happens. All right, these Speedo goggles, I got these in my bulk.com order. If you remember, I love that website. I wanted goggles for my kids. Well, it came with a lot of adult size also. So I bundled them together. And so I have $2.48 cost of goods into them, and they sold for $14. I made $9.41. So I'm selling, it's so crazy. I'm selling off all the adult ones, and it's actually going to make everything I got in the entire box for free, which is awesome. Okay, the last thing to sell on Mercari, I've had this for far too long as well, was this Lily Pulitzer little pink dress. The problem with this dress is that it was tiny. It was, what was it, like a size small, but just tiny. I don't know. I feel like I've had it listed forever. I've relisted it. Finally sold for $23. I had $3 into it. So after 2.5 years, I made $16.73. So I love Lily Pulitzer. Other than these Disney shirts and graphic shirts you see me wear, all I wear is Lily, and these are not the type of prints that are going to sell. So this is another case of just because it's a good name brand doesn't mean you should pick it up. So let's plug in the deal. All right, my last platform real quick to go over with you is Kidizen. I'm telling you, I know a lot of people don't list there, but guys, like your women's shoes, accessories, and clothing, you can post there. They just don't accept men's or home goods, but you are missing out on some money if you're not listing over there. I mean, it takes 2 extra seconds, would list perfectly, and why not? Why not have your stuff just everywhere? Okay, the first thing to sell were these Vineyard Vines seersucker shorts. These were my son's, so I have nothing into them. They sold for $24.15. I do not offer free shipping on Kidizen anymore, so you'll see it has the plus. So I made $17.10. These little toys, I have way profited. I have a local thrift store that I picked up a bag, and I could kind of see there was some good stuff in there. So these are just pure profit at this point, and they sold for $9.15, and I made $3.90. Especially if you're finding Disney, McDonald's, Mattel, any of those kind of little toys, they'll usually sell. These were a cool find. Geiswein, I think they are wool little shoes. I don't know if they're slippers or not, but they had hard sole bottoms. So I think that they were actually shoes. I don't know. I picked them up for $5.90 at my local Once Upon a Child. They sold for $30. And so when I say things like that on Kidizen, it's not going to show you. So they would have been $33.15. I sent an offer for $30. They accepted. So I made $16.35. These had interest across all platforms. If you find any, even tiny baby wool slippers or shoes, pick them up. All right, these Sperry shoes, I don't typically pick up Sperry. It's one of those brands, very high retail, very low resale, in my opinion, from kids to women's, everything. But these came in a ThredUp rescue box, so I have $5.40 into them. They sold for $16, and I made $8.18. All right, this Zara dress, I picked this up actually for retail arbitrage. I was going to give it as a gift for someone for Christmas and then just forgot about it. So I'm $8 into it and it sold for $19. I made $4.57. Another pair of Chacos. These, let's see. I lost my spot. All right, so these also came in a thread-up kids shoe rescue box. They were a big kid size 4, and they sold for $43.55, and I made $25.30, which literally covered half of the price of that box. And the kids one comes with 20 pairs. Yeah. All right, these Keens, another brand to pick up. I picked these up at Goodwill for $5. They sold for $29. I made $12.50. This J. Crew denim jacket, this is what I'm talking about. Women's stuff will sell there. This came from that thread up 200-pound box, $1.47 into it, and it sold for $47.55. I made $32.35. Matilda Jane, I'm getting better, guys. I am a hoarder of size ups for my kids. My kid is like 2 sizes away from this, so I'm like, don't do it, Amanda, list it. And thankfully it sold in like an hour from listing. And it is this Matilda Jane popsicle tank. I have $1 into it from a local thrift. It sold for $22.15. I made $14.34. This is a bundle sale. Matilda Jane and Minnie Bowden. Pick it up, y'all. Like this Minnie Bowden shirt was my son's. I think I'm on the next page. Yes, this bundle, I had nothing into it because this Matilda Jane lemonade romper was my daughter's. It sold for $29 and I made $21.37. I love how Kidizen breaks down. This is what the order page looks like. I did send them a discount because the shipping total, I love it. This is why I've separated my shipping on Kidizen, because this is what I saw when the person put these 2 items in their cart. $4.15 a piece is what it would have been for shipping. So it told me shipping was $8.30. I knew that I could still, these were still going to be under 8 ounces. So I was able to already take $4.15 off. And then I gave just an additional discount. So I gave them a discount of $9.30, which made the total. And then you can see my Kidizen fee and the label fee. So I just really like that update they recently did. Matilda Jane again. This one was another personal item. This was my older daughter's dress that I never let her wear because she would have ruined it. She's my messy one. It sold for $33.15. I made $25.02. So Matilda Jane, y'all, pick it up. If you can find it for, I would say typically $5 or less, but there are some like the Platinums. And just a tip, if you're wanting to find stock photos of some of your Matilda Jane, if you go to the MJ lookbook, you can just Google that. And these tags here have the date on them. The tag underneath of this one will tell you the date, and you can find what collection it came from. This one I did not. I knew it would sell fast, but that way you can put the actual name. Like this dress was called the Gotta Bail dress. I just knew that. Don't ask me why, but that helps you when people are looking for mommy and me matches or sibling matches to put the name of the dress or collection. Okay, these, where are they? See what happens when I run my mouth. These Adidas Pink Gazelle. These also came from a recent kids thread up shoebox. I have $5.50 into them. They sold for $22. I made $8.63. This Auden Pink Lace Bra. This came from that bulk.com order. So I have $1.24 into it. It was one of the random assorted things in that box. Sold for $14.80. I made $7.63. Target brand bras sell super fast. So don't be afraid to pick up Target clothes. These Crocs, I have $1 into them and they sold for $17.85 and sold for $9.68. This Art and Eden dress, this was my daughter's dress, so nothing into it. Sold for $19. I made $12.57. And finally, these little mini Melissas were my daughter's as well. We sized up, and I think I said that in the last 3 videos. What is happening? My ducks are trying to cross the fence to get into my pool. Okay, sorry, squirrel, but duck. These, my daughter had, I won't even tell you how many pairs she had. Size 9 was my most favorite size. They sold for $31.15 and I made $22.38. And I can tell you that I have more than doubled my money on her Mini Melissa size 9 collection after reselling all of them. That is why I just am a huge fan of selling these brands that people want. Okay, so I did not share it in the first half video. So May was just okay. May was a very busy month for us for having 3 school-age kids, just busy life-wise. So I didn't invest too much time in this part-time reselling gig, but I still made 42 Kidizen sales, 41 Posh sales, 32 Mercari sales. I have $408 into all of that. As far as my cost of goods go, I grossed $26.76 and made a net of $21.04. But after my cost of goods, I made $16.96. So basically $1,700 profit for the month of May, which again, that's the money that I use just to buy all of us, my husband included, and my 3 kids, all of our clothes and shoes and stuff for free. And it's also how I try to pay for our ballet and just anything extra, like extracurricular. That's like my personal goal for this business. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned. I've got some more ThreadUp mystery box unboxings coming very soon. And I appreciate all of you guys. If you could give this video a like on your way out, I would appreciate it. Have a good day, guys. Till next time. Bye.